Hello and welcome. I'm Gargi Rawat and you're watching me on youtube.com/NDTV. This is the site to go to for all our NDTV videos and stories and shows. And every day we ask you which stories you want to know more about, to vote for the stories that you want us to follow. And here's our top 5 stories of the day, and the number one story, everybody very excited ahead of Donald Trump's visit, the US president visiting India, and of course a lot of stories happening ahead of that. I think the most talked about is the fact of this wall being built, and no, it's not because Trump loves walls, it's because it's being built to actually hide a slum that is along the way that Trump is going to take from the Ahmedabad airport to the stadium where the event of the president and Prime Minister Modi's will take place. So we'll show you more on that. The other story, a very tragic story, really a disaster at Kamal Hassan's film set last night, in which 3 people were killed, all of them assistant directors. So it's very, very tragic, and a case of negligence has also been filed. And a hilarious story from UP, hilarious, but also again a very, very troubling. A principal actually telling students about ways to cheat. Then from Rajasthan, this shocking story of this video that has gone viral. It is of 2 young men who went to a petrol pump in Rajasthan and Nagaur in Rajasthan, and they were accused of theft, which is fine. I mean, they were accused. They could have been maybe, I don't know, roughed up and given over to the police. But instead, the police attendants actually beat them very, very badly, and also used a screwdriver and inserted it into one of the young men. So absolutely shocking. You'll be glad to know that all the 5 have been arrested. So the police moving in as soon as this shocking story broke, and all 5 have been arrested. Also in Frankfurt, near Frankfurt rather, in a town, there's been a shooting incident, 2 separate incidents of shooting at bars, and 8 people have been killed, but the people who are responsible have not yet been caught. So let's talk about the Trump visit, and this is the big story that everybody's been talking about, how there's this whole beautification exercise that's going on in Ahmedabad. Even though Trump is going to be there for only 3 hours, he'll arrive at Ahmedabad. He'll take the beast to his that's the vehicle that he travels in, and it's already there in Ahmedabad. The beast has arrived, and it will take him to the stadium, which is the largest cricket stadium, and that work on that is also going on at a breakneck speed. But all along the way, attempts have been made to actually beautify the entire way, and a lot of money is being spent. But what many are getting angered by is the fact that the municipal corporation is also building a 4-foot wall to hide a stretch of slums, so that the US president doesn't see those slums. So this sort of like, people are calling it poverty alleviation via wall. So they're trying to show that there are no poor people or no ugly sites. So this wall is being built to hide something that may not be visuals that India wants to project. But of course, the fact that you're spending so much money on a wall instead of helping the poor people, in fact, the poor people have spoken out and said that, why are we the poor being hidden, and why not use this money for our benefit instead. So take a look at some of the sites from Ahmedabad. And as I said, 80 crore rupees are being spent on this entire beautification exercise for this just 3-hour visit by Donald Trump, and a visit that we already know is not going to result in some big trade deal. And I think all analysts and foreign watchers have all agreed that it's going to be a visit high on optics, but not so much on substance. So there you can see this one wall that has been created: world's largest democracy meets, well, the grammar is of world largest democracy meets world oldest democracy. There you can see more painted walls all along the way, so that President Trump can see that. This is the stadium where work is on at breakneck speed. It's the largest cricket stadium where the event will be held, and here you can see inspection work, and this is the Gandhi ashram as well, and the police examining this. And there you can see one of the paintings that's happening there, Prime Minister Modi and Donald Trump. And not just in Ahmedabad, but in Agra as well, a makeover taking place ahead of Donald Trump and the First Lady Melania's visit to Agra, where they will be visiting the Taj. Though we have learned that there was this issue regarding as I said, the Beast, which is the vehicle the president always travels in, and whether it will be allowed to go in right next to the Taj Mahal. And now news coming in that it's not going to be allowed. He'll have to take the electric vehicles, which everybody who travels in that area is forced to take. So that's something interesting. Also, given the state of the Yamuna there, water has been released into the Yamuna because of a foul smell that was coming from the river that frankly I've seen recently, and it looks more like a sewer than a river, and that is something that we've all been talking about, the Yamuna, but obviously the spotlight on it right now. More news emerging of the visit is that Melania Trump, the First Lady, is likely to watch a class at a Delhi school, at a government school. So that's something that she's likely to do when she visits in the Delhi part of the visit, where when President Trump and Prime Minister Modi will be in talk. So the First Lady is going to visit a government school in South Delhi and attend something called a happiness class, and she'll also spend some time with the school children, chatting with them. She's likely to be welcomed by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. So as you can imagine, it's a visit that's going to be high on optics. Well, the other sad story and tragic story this morning was about how 3 assistant directors were killed on the sets of Kamal Hassan's new film, that's Indian 2, which was being shot at EVP Film City near Chennai. And it seems that they were on some sort of a crane, and they were in the process of setting up, the set ahead of the shoot that was to take place, and the crane came crashing down. 3 of them were killed there on the spot. 9 others have been injured. Kamal Hassan also tweeting about it, saying how, shocked he is, how, and he talks about their families as well. Here you can see some of the visuals that came out after that. These are some pictures from the set following the story, and there you can see that's the crane, and it seems that this crane fell, leading to the death of these 3 men. 9 others were injured. Kamal Hassan was also somewhere on the set. However, he fortunately wasn't right there where the shooting was taking place, where the accident took place, and these 3 people were killed. A case of negligence has been filed by the police, and they are investigating the matter. Now, the other story that we were tracking is the story of a principal's advice to students. And you'd imagine a principal advising students, what's so special about that? But this particular principal in this school in Uttar Pradesh was actually telling the students about how to cheat. So he's giving them cheat hacks. He's telling them things like, you can put 100 rupees in the answer sheet, and the person who'll check it will get the 100 rupees and give you better marks. About how you can lip read, how some invigilators may also be open to allowing you to cheat. So let's just take a look at what this principal had to say. And there you can see, this is the principal. Praveen Mal, the manager, he's the Praveen Mal, the and Haribunch Memorial School, was filmed secretly by one of the students on his mobile phones, where he's telling students in the presence of some parents on how they can cheat in the board exam and beat the strict anti-cheating measures that have been put in place. The exams began across the state on Tuesday. The student uploaded this video and wrote to the Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath's grievance portal, leading to the arrest. So just take a look at some of the advice that he had regarding how the students could even put a 100 rupee note in the answer sheet. So just listen into what the principal had to say. Just talk among yourselves. This is lip read.
तो अपने में आपस में जो 1 नंबर 2 नंबर का सवाल है उसको आपस में मिला जुला करके लिख लेना, डरना नहीं, कोई कुछ करेगा नहीं। यदि चीट नहीं मिले, कोई एक थप्पड़ मार भी दिया,
he says if you're caught, tolerate it also.
मार लीजिए, हाथ जोड़ लीजिए, ठीक है ना? प्रश्न लिखोगे, 100 रुपया डाल दोगे, नंबर आंख मूंद करके।
I think this is the most shocking. Just put 100 rupees in that answer sheet. And NDTV's Alok Pandey also tracking this story very closely, and as Alok also says, that what is the absolute shocking part of it, while it's very funny because if you think of the advice and the fact that a principal is giving cheat hacks to students, it's shocking. It's a bit funny with some of the advice, like put that 100 rupee note, but it's also very, very disturbing because it gives you a sense of You know what the education system is like in Uttar Pradesh, even in Bihar. Remember, there have been constantly these stories of how students are cheating, how parents help students cheat, how you can hire touts to help you cheat. So it's really worrying about the education system in the country and what sort of education is being imparted to students, that they can't even take exams, that they have to be told by the principals, rather than study hard and try to do your best. What they're being told is how to cheat in the exams and really circumvent the entire system. Well, that's all the time we have for you here. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.